Hello and welcome to the Betting On Show, the show that gives you the comprehensive rundown of the trending betting markets, and we give you free tips for the biggest games in football. I'm joined by our betting brainiac, the betting Brian Cox, some may say, Anton. Anton, are you looking forward to the final day of the Premier League season?
I am, yeah, Charlie. 10 games on, all on TV. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get a bit of drama come the second half.
Nice one. How's this week been for bets, mate?
It's been a half-decent week, Charlie, as you mentioned. I know Callum Pragnell recommended Zaha to have a shot on target on Monday night. And then the story of Tuesday was that was Arsenal v Aston Villa. And they actually had a 35-1 same-game multi made up of 4 elements. Lucas Torreira and Douglas Luiz to be carded. They were both carded. John McGinn to have a shot on target. That came in. And the last bit was Eddie Nketiah to have a shot on target. And he hit the post. And so really a bit of bad luck there with that one. But we can't win them all. And then on to Wednesday. And I recommended Joe Gomez to be carded at 7-2. And he obliged with that one. That was his 4th booking in the last 6 games. And I'm feeling pretty pleased with that one because it was the only card in the game. So I think I've done all right to fish that one out. Yeah,
definitely. I was literally on the floor with that Nketiah header. It's such a big goal in the relegation, and it would have been more scenes if that bet came in. But yeah, I think we've had a solid week. So let's hope we can end with a bang on Sunday. Before we get on your free tips for Leicester v Man Utd, obviously a massive game in the race for the top 4, you wrote a brilliant piece on the bettingodds.com about how the odds have changed this season for the race for the top 4. Could you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, so it's a piece I've been having a look at this week, Charlie. We've got a nice interactive graph showing all the different contenders for the top 4 this season and how the price has varied throughout the course of the campaign. A good example of how the odds have differed so much in there is go back to February the 1st. It's actually the day that Bruno Fernandes made his debut for Man Utd. Man Utd was 6-1 to finish in the top 4 at that point. Leicester were 1-16. 1-16 they were, giving over a 90% chance of qualification. And now we have a look at the odds. United are 1-4 and Leicester are 6-4. And you've got swings like that. You've got Sheffield United, who started at 500-1 for the season, and they came into a single figure price for top 4 at one point. But it's been quite a season, and you can have a read of that on bettingodds.com.
Yeah, it's a really good piece. Make sure you check out, and you can see for each team from Tottenham, who were odds on before Arsenal, you can see how those odds have changed in detail when they moved massively. So check that out. But let's get stuck into it. Free tips, and how's the betting looking for Leicester versus Man Utd?
Yeah, so having a look at the prices for the game, Charlie. The bookies have made United the 5-4 favourites. We've got Leicester 9-4 and the draw 5-2. But for my first selection for this one, I'm going for Youri Tielemans to have 1 or more shots on target. And that's priced at 6-4 with Betfair. Maybe 7-5 with Paddy Power, I think, as well. But only Vardy and Maddison average more shots per game than Tielemans this season. And I think Leicester have to attack here. They've no James Maddison again. He's had a bit of hip surgery, so we definitely won't be seeing him. And Tielemans, I think, takes up that role of shooting from range. And as I mentioned, he's averaging just behind Vardy and Maddison in terms of shots per game, which is 2.1 per game at home at the King Power this season he's averaging. And I think Leicester will apply shoot on site tactics here. So Tielemans, my man, I want in there for this one. 6-4 with Betfair to have a shot on target.
Yeah, nice. I know that's come in before. Just on that market, do you think Man United, did you say they're 5-4 to win? Is that a good price?
They're away from home. They've had less time to recover here than Leicester. Leicester have had a lot more prep time than United, but United on paper beat them easily. We know Leicester's form since the restart has been absolute patches or hula-hand, some might say. But United, they've turned up against the bigger teams, you could say, this season, taking points off Liverpool at Old Trafford, some big performances in there, beating City a couple of times, but I wouldn't be rushing to back the 5-4, put it that way. I think it's one to enjoy rather than betting on the result. I'd rather be going on the player props here.
Yeah, with Man United, I just thought they'd be a lot shorter. Anyway, especially looking at the top four betting. But what's your second tip?
My second selection for the game, Charlie, I'm going for Bruno Fernandes to score from outside the area. And he actually has 7 goals in the Premier League since he arrived at the club. 3 of those are penalties. One of them was from inside the box, the counter-attack against Brighton. And the other 3 have all come from outside the area. So that's 3 of his 7 have come from outside the area this season, 11-1. This is with both Betfair and Paddy Power. I think that's a very respectable price. And also, he averages 2.2 shots per game from outside the box, which says a lot about him. It's a big game. He's going to be on free kicks as well. 11-1 seems a fair price to me. I've seen that as short as 6-1 in recent weeks.
Yeah, those stats don't lie. And he scored a good couple of free kicks, hasn't he, since he's come back, especially against Bournemouth. So, yeah, I know you like that one. So, yeah, sounds good. What about the third one? We've got a big one.
Third and fourth. I've heard that one before. But anyway, last one here, Charlie. 35-1 this is. And I'm sticking with that same formula of 2 people to have a shot on target and 2 players to be carded. And I'm actually going for Anthony Martial and Jamie Vardy, 1 shot on target. Wilfred Ndidi and Harry Maguire to be carded, 35-1 with both Betfair and Paddy Power again, that is. Martial, he's had at least 1 shot on target in his last 5 starts for United. Says a lot there. He's got a nice bit of rivalry going on with Marcus Rashford, and I think he'll be playing down the middle for this one as usual. He's also 6 goals in his last 7 starts, 17 in the league now. Good return for Martial. Jamie Vardy, Premier League top goal scorer, 1-12 to get the Golden Boot going into the final day. He's got a 2-goal lead over Danny Ings, another player who's had a superb season. But Vardy actually averages 1.3 shots on target per game. He's a penalty taker. He's going to be Leicester's biggest threat, I think, in front of goal. So throwing him in here for a shot on target. Onto the cards. And I nearly gave one up myself there. But Wilfred Ndidi, 6 yellow cards this season. Only Johnny Evans with more for Leicester. But Ndidi commits the most fouls at Leicester. Now, having a look at the totals for the squad this season on who's committed the most, he's actually committed 10 more fouls than any other player in that squad. So he's the one I want on side to be carded here in the middle of the park. Ndidi. On to United. And for a surprise, I'm not going for Aaron Wan-Bissaka for once. This is mainly because Betfair and Paddy Power have got a bit of a hold now on the price. They've come to the senses a bit and now having priced up at 15-8 in opposed to the 4-1 he has been a previous week. So I've decided to leave that alone. I've gone for Harry Maguire, who's actually had 5 yellows this season. And the key angle here is that I think Maguire will play the full 90 minutes. And he's against his former club, and I think time wasting could come into play here at the end. But you're rounding them four elements together, and you've got Martial and Vardy 1 shot on target, and Ndidi and Maguire to be carded. 35-1 with Betfair and Paddy Power. And just like to say, one more bet I've also taken for this game myself. And it's that time-wasting angle. And if there's ever a weekend for goalkeepers to be booked, it's this one. And it could be coming in one of the relegation clashes. It could be in Chelsea v Wolves. It could be in Man United v Leicester. And David De Gea is currently 18-1 to be carded with Sky Bet. He's been booked twice in the Premier League this season already. But I think it's going to be United's to lose, and they're going to be the ones who are a bit nervy at the end. Have a look at your prices maybe for goalkeepers this weekend. But I know that Bet365 have David De Gea at 9-1. He's 18-1 on Sky Bet, so I've had a little bit of a dabble on that myself.
Yeah, I like that angle. I like the idea of doubling that up with like Pepe Reina or something with Villa. 2 big price, but yeah, that's a great angle. What price is that long shot again, mate?
35-1 with both Betfair and Paddy Power.
Lovely, yeah. Good way to round it off. That sounds good to me, Anton. Thanks for that, mate. Thanks for everyone who's been following our bets and Anton's bets and been interacting with us on Twitter. We really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube. Where we'll be carrying on these bets and hopefully getting you more winners. It is the final day of the Premier League, but that doesn't mean you have to bet on every single game. Only bet what you can afford, and please gamble responsibly. If you head over for our next video, we're also going to preview the relegation battle and give 3 tips for Arsenal versus Watford. So we'll see you then. Until then, see you later.